Hello, everybody. Welcome to another review of The Oval. Got a couple of things to apologize for. One, for the video being late. I didn't get around to doing it yesterday because I had some things to do yesterday. A bit of grocery shopping, and I went to the gym and just didn't get around to it. And second, let me apologize for my appearance. I just got out of bed, and I want to do this before I go to the gym so I don't, delay the video another day. But anyway, let's get right into it. So Blakely and Max, they accost Lily in her bedroom, and she's like, what is going on? She's demanding an answer. And then Bobby comes in, and he's like, well, maybe Donald knows something about who took a shot at the president. And he wants Lily's help with getting intel and all that, and he starts going through Donald's things, trying to find out what he knows. And they get in his computer, and later on in the episode, Kyle tells Donald that his computer from home is trying to access the Pentagon. And then back at Donald's house, Blakely realizes that she is being tracked on the computer. And I think the writing is a bit sloppy with that because, Blakely is supposed to be really clever and careful. And I'm like, so she really would get on Donald's home computer and try to access his information and not think that she was going to be tracked. I mean, I just said that just seems a little bit sloppy with the writing there, but anyway, so let's get to the White House. So Victoria is angry that Ellie is in the press room, and Hunter is angry that Ellie did not come to see him, and he's demanding that Donald go get her. And Donald's like, well, no, she's out there to calm the public. And, all Hunter can think about is sex, 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 sex. And that's why he wanted Ellie, obviously. So Hunter's like, all right, I'll go get her. And so out there in the press room, Ellie is doing her statement, and Victoria comes out. And she gives Ellie this fake hug, and I'm like, Victoria, why are you even trying to pretend? She could have just went to the podium without doing the fake hug, but she's just gonna try to overdo it. And I noticed that that Victoria's makeup is different. So it's like she did attempt to take Lily's advice, because Lily really dragged her hard. You look harsh. You walk harsh. I think she said she walked like a man, something like that. But anyway, so Victoria's like, she gives a statement. Oh, we want to find out who did this evil act. As if you care. I mean, Victoria would have preferred if Hunter got shot so she can be rid of him. But I will say that when Victoria was giving her statement, it's clear that she's the one that should be president. I mean, maybe not because she's so evil, but she's got the intelligence and all that to actually be the president, more so than Hunter. And then Hunter shows up, and he gives his phony statement, and he's trying to act like he actually cares about Victoria. And I'm like, cut the crap. We know that neither one of you care about each other, so just stop pretending. So Dale wakes up in the hospital, and he tells what happened, and Kareem is asking Dale all these questions about who shot him, and I'm thinking that Kareem is involved with drugs, because back in the first season, Picky did say that he said that Sharon was running drugs out of the pharmacy, but I think it's Kareem that's doing that. Because he acted very rattled and suspicious, and it's like, well, who exactly are you afraid uh, who exactly are you afraid of to the point where you're asking all these questions? He seemed rattled. And then he went on and left, and he patted Dale's hand. It's just like, I'm like, he's like Victoria, and he's like Victoria was with Ellie. He's like being phony when there was no reason to do that. And I said, why not just leave? And so Sharon asked if it was Kyle that shot him. And then Dale asked Sharon to stay with him. And so she stays. So clearly they're going to be friends. I can be here for that friendship. So, and I'm glad that Dale was not dead. So, because I think he has potential to be a good character. I mean, there are limited good characters on this show. Characters that really are not bad people. And I think there needs to be at least a few more characters that are not bad. So, back at the White House, Victoria wants Ellie fired. Hunter, of course, he's not going to have that. And Victoria, she's like, she says that to Ellie, and I'm like, she's not bluffing. And the reason I think that Ellie will end up dead is because she's been in a lot of episodes, but she has not been bumped. The actress has not been bumped up to the opening credits. And I'm thinking that's because the character is not going to be around long term. So Ellie wants to go do her job, but Hunter wants her to stay. Again, sex, 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 sex. That's all Hunter thinks about. So she calls Hunter pathetic. And Hunter is like, well, I'll just let Victoria handle you. Ellie still won't comply. She wants to just do her job now. And so she leaves the office, and Donald's outside there, and he's like, he must come quick. And Ellie's like, what are you talking about? And she's trying to pretend like she doesn't know what he's talking about. And he's like, what happened in the Oval Office? And she's not saying much, and she's trying to she's acting like she actually has some valid cards to play, or I should say some effective cards to play, when she doesn't, because she was being really like bold and a little bit too confident and comfortable, because she does not hold the cards here. I mean, she's up against this. She's up against some powerful people, like Donald said, and she's not. She's in over her head, and Donald warned her, and then he warned her about something else. He said, just because he's circumcised doesn't mean that stuff is clean. And we know that Hunter is dirty because clearly he has slept around a lot. So he probably needs a whole STD panel. So Victoria, she goes over there to mess with Alan. She tells him to take his pants off, saying she wants to see if he has any balls. And she asks if he's been handling Ellie, and by that she means hitting her. And she's like, I want you to get violent with her. I want you to choke her, or I think she said that, or hit her or something. And like, Alan's like, he just was like baffled, and I'm like, well, you've already hit Ellie, so I'm not sure why you're I'm not sure why you're acting like you are not accustomed to violence. So Donald walks in, and Victoria leaves, and Alan says, you know what? She's telling me that I should beat Ellie, and he's like, and Donald's like, well, then you should do it. And that's right. Victoria told Alan that if he didn't beat Ellie, that she was going to have him beat up. And Donald was like, "Well, you better do it." And he's like, "No, I'm kidding. Victoria's harmless." And I'm like, "Victoria is not harmless. What she says she will do, she is very serious about it." And Alan, he goes on and he tells Ellie that Victoria wants him to beat her. And she's like, she's not taking it seriously. It's just like she's acting, like I said, she's acting like she has these big cards to play when really she does not. Now, let's talk about Barry. So, wasn't much going on with Barry. And so he comes home and she's like, Nancy's like, you're not going to go out there to that cult, you. Um, and he's like, wouldn't you do the same for me? Well, how did he put it? So he's saying, well, he's doing what he's doing because he wants to help his child get his child back. And she says, and he ends up saying, well, wouldn't you do the same for me? Because you sure didn't do the same for Picky. Of course, she gets angry at me and, don't you disrespect me. I will pack up your things and put you out and blah, blah, blah. And Nancy is angry because she knows that Barry is, what he's saying is accurate. He struck a nerve. And then she tells him that Ruth wants out, and she's like, let the FBI handle the situation. And she's right about that to an extent. I don't know how much the FBI is actually going to help, but we'll see what happens. Um, so, um, so Kyle, he asked Donald if he had Dale shot. And Donald is like, again, he's just like, yeah, I sure enough did. That's the attitude he had. And then he tells Kyle, you're incapable of loving anybody but me. And then he tells him, but I told the guy not to kill Dale. Um, and Donald ends up warning Kyle not to go to the hospital, or he'll make things worse for Dale. And Donald is just really messed up, and he's really made the wrong enemy in Kyle. And this I did not see coming. I did not see Kyle eventually becoming an enemy of Donald's. And I think that's a good direction that Tyler is moving in if he keeps it up. Because Kyle is really angry because he likes Dale. And as bad as Kyle is, he can see that Dale is an innocent person, that he does not deserve any of this. And so he's really angry at Donald. And Donald has made the wrong enemy. So Priscilla, she comes to the White House, and because the staff had been called in, senior staff had been called in, like on emergency, and she basically said that it should have been Victoria that got shot, and Sam does not want Priscilla around there. He's like, I can't have you around here, and and Priscilla's like, I don't care what you want. I'm staying. I have a job to do. And Richard, he tells Sam because after Sam tells Richard that Priscilla is there, and then Richard tells him how Priscilla went off on Victoria. And the best part of the episode was Priscilla just walks up into Victoria's room, and Victoria's like, what are you doing in my room? And I'm like, this is really good. I want Priscilla to scare the crap out of Victoria, because it's what Victoria deserves. And, Priscilla is no longer, playing around lightly. She's playing with Octane now. She's ready to set it off, and she's going to set it off right. She's playing her cards very carefully because Priscilla is the one in the White House that has a big card to play, and she can play it in a big way. And Victoria is afraid of her now because she won when she said that. Victoria, where's Jean? That was powerful, and Victoria's gonna be very afraid. So that was the Oval. Thought it was an okay episode. Hopefully things pick up in the next few episodes. Get some more action going, some more movement on the storylines. But that was the Oval. Tell me what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you the next time. Bye.